supposed to be happy watching the band. And I was just never happy, and I always felt like it's supposed to be Simcha Chassidus, and yet I'm sadder this time of year than I ever am the rest of the year. Like I'm not good at being happy by osmosis. Like being happy watching you guys dance. I'm not good. And like people being like simplest Torah by the Rebbe, by Tisha, like for me, people say, oh, it's amazing, it's incredible goal. Like for me, I always feel like I'm on the sidelines, and I don't know how. Like obviously it's a Yitzhara because we're meant to be Simcha anyhow. But I'm curious if you have any like tips on how to address that Yitzhara, because I don't know if anyone else relates to it, but I've experienced it for many, many years, and I'm curious how I can address that Yitzhara.
It's such an interesting question. Yeah, it is a real question. And I don't have a good answer. What's unfortunate, I mean, the difficulties of Zman Simcha Seinu, when you're not able to dance, you're just watching the dancing. I don't know. I really don't know. Let me say this to you, Tachlero. Bechlal Yiddishkeit is avoida. There's no automatic. The dancing helps, you know. When it comes to Yom Neroyim, you do tshuva because the people around you are doing tshuva. You do tshuva. When it comes to Rosh Hashanah, and you have to make the Eibush into a melech, of course, there's an environment, there's a mood, there's a shul, there's a community, there's people, there's an energy, but there's an avoida. Simcha is an avoida just like Kabbalah Salachas is an avodah, and just like Tshuva is an avodah. This is Man Simcha Seinu. Simcha is an avodah. In other words, maybe the answer to your question, don't feed off the man. I mean, listen, the tradition is, Simchas Beis Rivka is not a tradition, it's a new idea, but men went to shul, women went to shul. The men danced, the women watched. This was their participation in the Hakafis. A lot of ladies will say, you watch my husband get shikr, but not too shikr, you know, interesting, but not crazy, so that makes them happy. Simcha is an avoida on you, and this is the season for it. I'm not answering your question because I don't have an answer. Because I appreciate, I mean, listen, the biggest time the women have is, the men go off and have fun, I sit in my kitchen and cook them food, what's this? It's a real thing. In the olden days, and I don't like to say the good old days are right now, even though it is such a lamas vestadim, there were many women in Crown Heights who slaved, mamich, a whole tishrei. They didn't feed their own children. They fed their children, and all of their siblings' children who were on shlichus, and all the people they brought with them to the Rebbe, 3 meals a day, atog nach atog nach atog. They would sneak out. You know when there was a moment for them to sneak out? Simchas Torah morning. Everyone's sleeping. And these balabostas got up early, and they went to 770. They woke up at 10 o'clock, the room was 3/4 empty downstairs. And this was their moment. I don't know how official it was. I never saw this, I was never there. But they say when the Rebbe walked in 10 o'clock in the morning, Simchas Torah, the room was 3/4 empty, and the Rebbe put on a show. Women went, and then they went home. Why? Gotta feed them again. But they found a way. So that's part of it. It's not just that you can't dance. You're almost serving the people. They have all the fun, and they need energy to feed their tanks so they can stay up all night and dance. And all you're doing is cooking. It's an avodah. In other words, I don't have a good answer for you. Simcha is a job. It's a job b'chlal. Every day a yid has an avodah to be b'simcha. And it's not easy. But the reward for Simcha, I hope I don't have to tell you the reward for Simcha. Nobody's situation ever became better by being miserable. Nobody's situation ever became worse by being happy. But their ability to live and do what they have to do became exponentially better. It's avoided. I'm right that Simcha is avoided. It's a big job. And a big avoided gedolei called it. Means two things. It's hard and important. So I don't know. They did make years ago one night for the girls to dance indoors. I don't know if they still do it. They don't do it. The girls go. They don't go. It's high school kids. I don't know, whatever it's for. But find a way to make Zman Simcha Seinu yours. It doesn't necessarily have to mean all night, every night. But it can be such a fabrenk. Sit with girls, get rid of the guy, and sit and sing and fabrenk, create an energy of simcha. It's a job. It's a job. And if standing in Kingston and watching the men dance works for you, adarabah. But if it doesn't, don't say I'm missing out. Find another way of making it happen for you. This is the time. This is the time. And the Rebbe was over the top about this. The Rebbe is a Chassidish Rebbe, you know. He's not the first Chassidish Rebbe. But he is this may sound very self-serving, he was the only real Chassidish Rebbe after the Holocaust. I mean, maybe you believe in it, but the Rebbe created the post-Holocaust Chassidus. He really did. I don't think he created it for Lubavitch. Anybody who wants the shaykhs to Chassidus, Anna Babev, Belz, Ger, Satmer, Vishnitz, the Rebbe created the way to be a chassid today. And the most basic tool is Simcha. And it's not limited to the 5 nights Simcha B'Shem Sheva. Life has to, it's a job of a Yid, it's a job of a chassid to be b'simcha. Do whatever it takes. So I'm not answering you. I'm just saying, the good old story. You're right, but you're not right. In other words, it's harder for you, undoubtedly, but figure out a way of doing it. And the beginning of Simcha is 2 midas. The beginning of Simcha is bittul, forgetting about yourself, and the beginning of Simcha is bitachon. What am I happy about? I live in the world. There's a video. A guy came to Rabbi Dallas, a Polish chassid, and apparently this man was going through some kind of a hardship. He had some kind of difficulties. And Dallas was pointing out. Dallas was very powerful. The one thing about Dallas was open. People came to the Rebbe by Dallas and they say, "Can you talk to him? Can I talk to you?" He said, "You can talk, but remember, there's 100 people listening in. You're welcome to whatever you want, but I can't promise you privacy. He walked up to the Rebbe by Dallas, and apparently he was preaching Barachem, and he told the Rebbe in Yiddish, "Ich habe gehört, dass der Lubavitcher Rebbe kocht sich stark in Simcha." He tells the Rebbe in Yiddish, "I heard that the Lubavitcher Rebbe is very into Simcha." And the Rebbe says, "Yeah," but the Rebbe's "yeah" was like, "Forgive me, yeah, stupid, of course." Like what are you talking about? So he tells the Rebbe, "Finvus." From what? And he wasn't being cynical. That's what he felt. In other words, that Yid was going through whatever he was going through, and he has the shaykhs to Chassidus. The Rebbe, maybe he's not his Rebbe, but he's a Rebbe, and the Rebbe gives chayes to everybody, and he says to the Rebbe, how am I supposed to do that? And the Rebbe says, "Vos heist? Bist du Yid?" What do you mean you're Jewish? A lot of people will tell you the worst thing about their life is that they're Jewish. The Rebbe doesn't see it that way. Vos heist? Bist du Yid? It's an avodah. It's a job to be b'simcha. A Lubavitcher chassid has an obligation to be so happy that the people around them are happy, and it's a much better avodah than crying all day long. Trust me. I tried that. You feel very busy, you feel very holy, and you're like a swollen blah. You're just so busy with yourself. It's a pseed. Simcha allows you to forget about yourself a little, and it just changes you. Every chassid's goal is to become a simcha person. It's a trademark of a chassid. And when a chassid's down, the chassid's slipping. And you don't want the chassid to slip, So it's a job. But this is man simcha seinu. The Medrash says that Tishrei is a Yom Tif that are all the big inyanim in a called an Eifen Klali. In other words, Tishrei, it's the Rebbe's famous mashal. You go to a market and you shop for wares, and then you come home, you pack from the pack, you unpack your wares, and you have it for the whole year. So the Medrash says that it's a Chodesh Klal, it's a general month, Muspa Bakoil, it's sated, it's satiated with all good midas, and the Medrash says what you have in it. You have Malchus, you have Tshuva, and you have Panasa, and you have Simcha. This is the season for Simcha al Kol Hashana Kula. In other words, you do the avodah of Simcha now, they should be able to be Simcha a whole year. And if I may say so, I mean, I got a Chabad Tochter of the Chasna Haben. Mit Hashem we should have Simchas bePeil Mamish. It should be easy to be b'Simcha. You go to your own wedding, it's not so hard. No, it's not so hard. Yeah. Okay. L'chaim, kinderlach, l'chaim. Shalom.